Marhaba everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Dates and Donuts, where East meets West and where culture is served with a sweet bite. So I am your host, Ala Abdul Samad, a proud Syrian living in the United States, and I am so excited to launch my new episode where we're going to talk about cultures, friendships, and all the little things that make our cultures beautiful. And I am joined today by a dear friend of mine, Lisa. She's been a big part of my journey here in the United States. Lisa is American, and we're going to talk about how we first met and talk about cultures and play some fun games. So let's get started. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. What a joy and a privilege it is to be here today with you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here with me. Lisa, do you want to tell people how we first met?
Yes, I would love it. So we were outside in the open space at the apartments where you were living at the time. And I met her in this open space, and she invited me and my friends in for coffee. And I was shocked and not shocked at the same time. Shocked because this never happens in America. And it made me feel honestly at home because of experiences in the Middle East I'd had before.
Yeah, and then when I first saw you, I was like, she's so sweet. Like, she was, hi, I speak Arabic. And you started to tell me how you learned Arabic. And I want to ask you about this because I was so shocked when you started to say some Arabic words. You're so fluent. And tell us about it. How did you learn Arabic?
Yes, well, I moved to Jordan in 2013. وأنا درست عربي هناك.
Okay. So, but what's interesting is that you didn't study the formal Arabic,
لا.
مو الفصحى, right?
لا.
So you studied the slang. How did that happen?
How did you know? I went to talk with people and learn about culture, and people said that fusha is just for like the news or reading like books, but I wanted to know, like, get a pulse of the culture, and so that's why I decided to learn.
Okay, cool. So you studied Arabic for 4 years.
Yes.
Okay, how was it easy for you? Was it hard? No, it wasn't.
But it was fun because the method that I used to learn language, we didn't focus on grammar. We focused on just a lot of listening at first to train my ear to the new sounds of Arabic because there are many new sounds. And then we went from there into sharing life stories. Like my teachers would share their stories with me and what they thought about culture and politics and religion. It was fascinating.
Can you remember a word that was so difficult for you to learn?
Oh, yes. The ayn is really hard for us as Americans. So I can say the ayn. I remember the first time I said it, I felt like, oh, that's way too strong. And my teacher said, perfect. So I thought that's hilarious. And one word, Afriqi.
Afriqi?
Yes.
Okay.
Or Iraqi.
Iraqi.
Because there's two letters
Look at you,
that are just so hard for us. So I had to practice.
Yeah. So you said you lived in Jordan for 4 years, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us more? I'm pretty sure that you found the culture is way different than the American culture.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So do you want to tell us more about it? Like, what was the first shocking, or let's say culture shock that you had there?
Yes. Well, yes, the first culture shock I think that I had in the Middle East was, really surprising thing was the concept of time is just so different than our concept of time. Like here, we're very punctual.
She's putting it in very polite way, like the concept of time, which means we're not punctual, and you guys are punctual.
But you know, time is not so important actually when you think about it. And I appreciate how in the Middle East people value relationship. Like relationship is the most important thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I appreciate
So that. You said, time. I know, because when I feel so stressed out if I'm invited to an American friend here, because I know I have to be on time and I don't have to be late. And if I want to be late, I have to text ahead of time and say, hey, I'm on my way. Sorry, I'm running behind. We don't, I agree. We don't do that.
Way more relaxed. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
you love it? Are you sure?
I do love it. I've grown to love it. And now I've become Arab in this way.
Yeah.
I am.
Last time we went together to,
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, to the restaurant. And we were supposed to meet there at 10, but then Lisa arrived at 10:30, and I was the American who arrived right on time.
Hilarious. We just switched lives.
Okay, so tell me about something that was surprising about our culture.
Okay, another thing that's surprising, but I just love so much is the hospitality.
Hospitality.
The hospitality in the Middle East is unlike anything I've ever experienced before. And I often told my friends, like my Arab friends, your hospitality reflects the generosity of God. Like, it impacted me so deeply.
I actually second that because, yeah, I don't know how to say that. I'm very direct.
Yes, tell me.
I don't know how to say it, but yes, yeah. I don't know. So can you give us examples? Like, how do you show hospitality as American?
Oh, as Americans, I don't even know how to talk about it, honestly, because it's not really like a thing. You don't invite like new friends into your home often. Like, you invite people into your home if you're like really, really, really close, in my like experience. And I remember I used to work for World Relief, and I remember that they would talk about how sad it is that many like refugees can live in America for like a year or longer and never have been invited into an American home.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the Middle East, I was invited into people's homes all the time. And not only invited into their homes, not only treated like a queen, fed, eat, but also people would be like, stay. Like they wouldn't let me leave. Like sometimes I even spent the night. Or if I was there during the day and I was tired, they said, take a nap. Like, our home is, your home. So incredible.
Speaking of eat. I once was invited to my beautiful American friend, and I love her so much. But it's so funny because at that time, that was at the beginning when I first came, and I didn't think at that time that there is a difference between the two cultures regarding his hospitality. So when I went there, she was like, hey, would you like to drink something? I was like, no, thank you. Because in our culture, we just say no, even if we want something, but we just say no because we're shy, maybe. So I told her, no, thank you. She said, are you sure? Water, coffee. I was like, no, thank you. And I stayed for 2 hours and I didn't have anything.
That's classic. Classic.
I was like, next time I'm going to say, yes, coffee, please.
Yes. That's hilarious. And I'm so sorry, first of all.
No, you don't have to.
Second of all, I'm sorry. This is another thing we need to talk about. But anyways, I hosted a party. My friends and I hosted a party my first year in Jordan. And all of these girls came. We lived in a sakin talibat. And all of these girls came. And we had all this food. And no one ate anything the whole time. And it was later that we realized, we need to say like, eat.
Exactly.
Because nobody ate anything because they were too shy. Like in America, we just eat. Where people say, do you want something? We just say yes. But so that was like, we learned that too.
Mira, she has like a therapist who comes over like twice a week. So she learned a lot about our culture because we talk about it a lot. So whenever I offered her Nescafe, she said, even if I don't want, I have to take the Nescafe. And she would take it and drink it even if she doesn't want. But at first she was like, it's so funny how she asked me, what if I don't really want to try it? I told her, you take it, you put it in a tissue, and you take it with you, you throw it away. But you have to take it. Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, interesting. So we talked about something that surprised you. We talked about culture shock. Tell me about something that you don't like about our culture. And please just say it. In my face.
I think, one thing that was hard was the indirect communication. So like in America, we're very direct. But I think when people would say like, oh, inshallah, like I didn't know. I thought that literally meant God willing. But when people would use that as like, later I would find out sometimes that could be just a way of saying no, but I didn't know that. So it was like hard to learn that. So that was difficult. Yeah.
And I don't know, honestly, why we do that. Maybe sometimes we feel like, I don't want to say no, so I'll just say inshallah. Or sometimes we don't, because we're not punctual. We don't plan things. And you were like telling me about like planning things last minute. We're very good at doing this last minute.
So sometimes like my friends would be like, I'd be like, when is your brother's wedding, for example? And they'd say, oh, maybe it's this weekend, maybe it's next weekend. I'm like, wait, what? It's like so last minute. We plan our weddings like a year in advance or something like that. So
we do that with weddings, but other things, I agree.
Maybe it was an engagement party.
Maybe, but we do stuff last minute. I agree. We're not good at this. Okay, so how about now? You want to ask me something about like culture or?
So I've shared some things that were different or confusing or things that I loved about Arab culture. I would love to hear what you loved or what you found confusing when you first came to America.
What I love about the American culture, I agree. Punctuality. Because it gives you peace of mind that, you know, if you invite someone at the time, they're going to come this time.
Oh, you actually like that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. When I first came, it was hard for me, you know, because I'm used to, hey, just give approximate time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you save time, you know what you want to do, you have other plans, you know, you can plan your day. Exactly. But when you say you're coming and you show up after an hour or two, that's going to lead to other delay or other canceled plans or something. So yeah, this is something I really like. And same thing you don't like about our culture, like being direct. You're so direct. If you want to do it, you do it. If you want to take this, you take it. If you don't feel comfortable doing something, you don't.
You like that?
So you don't go out of your way for others.
Okay. Interesting.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
Is that too much?
No, that's no. This is
but
an
in a good
topic.
way.
I could talk about this all day long, honestly, this topic.
But in a good way. I like it.
Okay.
Sometimes it's, I don't know, I don't feel it's right to always go out of your way for others.
Boundaries are important, but it's also important to stretch yourself to serve other people, I think.
So it depends on the relationship.
Find a balance,
right?
Yes.
Because I would stretch for you.
I would stretch to the moon for you.
I would do whatever you want.
You too.
So yeah, it depends on the relationship, I think, right? Do you want to say something before we move to the next topic?
Sure. I just had one more thing that I was thinking about. So the concept of money is so different. So I have a story to illustrate this. When I was in Jordan my first year, the manager of our language program, of our Arabic program, he's Jordanian, and he said, he told my friend, like, can I please speak to you in the office? And she's thinking, am I in trouble? What did I do? So she goes to the office and he just couldn't spit it out. He couldn't say it. He just said, I'm so sorry to ask you this. I'm really sorry to say this. And she's like, what is it? And he said, you're 3 weeks late on your payment. And she's thinking, why were you sorry to say that? I'm the one that should be sorry. I'm 3 weeks late on my payment. But because they were friends, I think he was embarrassed to ask her about money. But in America, we're like so direct. Like, you owe me, you owe me
money,
whatever. Yeah. And then when you go out to eat, it's like, oh, can you give me like $5.50? And it's like, what is money between friends, But Arabs are so like, I'll pay for everyone, or like, don't pay me back. They insist to pay. So that's super different.
Yeah. It's just culture,
It's culture. Yeah. People don't think twice about it, mean anything by it. But now that I've lived in the Middle East, I can't go back to like the other way.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa, tell me about some Arabic words that you either like, dislike, or you enjoy using.
Okay. There's so many. Like, there's so many. I think like the mujamalat, some of the mujamalat I really like. Like, for example, nawartuna.
Nawartuna, yeah.
I like ma asartu.
Ma asartu.
Ma asartu. And then like ala rasi.
Ala rasi, yes.
Yeah, or min ayuni.
Min ayuni.
I love,
Lisa.
love
do you use them?
Expressions. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like with my Arab friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other day, she told me like sabahu. I was like, what?
Sabahu.
Sabahu.
I didn't know that in Jordan, but in Lebanon I learned
in Lebanon.
Yeah.
What is your favorite dialect? Because Lisa knows not only slang Arabic, she knows the Egyptian, she knows the Lebanese, she knows the Hamsi Syrian
little differences.
So which one's your favorite?
I mean, bishakalam. I like the Syrian dialect. I like the Syrian dialect.
What like, is it Halabi or
I think like
Hamsi?
Shami?
That's surprising.
I don't know.
We have a friend behind the scene cheering. Shami.
Yes.
She's cheering because she said Shami.
Yeah.
Okay. Not Hamsi.
I don't know that much Hamsi, but please teach me. You've taught me some. You need to teach me more.
Okay. So say Habibti.
Habibti.
Not Habibti, no. Habibti.
Oh, Habibti.
أيوة. عيوني.
عيوني.
حياتي.
حياتي.
عمري.
عمري.
شايفة؟ عمري.
عمري.
أيوة.
Okay.
Okay. So Lisa, let's move to the next thing. So how about we play a fun game?
Great.
Okay. So where I am going to tell you some Arabic words.
Great.
And you have to guess what they mean.
Oh, I have to guess.
You might know what they mean, but what does حل عني mean?
I have no idea.
Try to guess. حل عني. Like Lisa, you
get away from me.
Exactly.
Is that what it means?
Yes.
No way. It's just because you did this.
Like حل عني.
I know.
Like Ala, do you want to go with me like shopping? حل عني, Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just leave me alone. حل عني.
Leave me alone. Okay.
So what does أطرميز mean?
أطرميز. يعني ترميز.
ترميز.
ايه.
ترميز. Like, write us in the comment. Is there a word called ترميز?
Is there?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know.
الترميز. Do you think it's something related to living room, kitchen, bedroom? الترميز. جيبي لي الترميز المخلل.
مخلل؟ كبيس؟
كبيس. Yes.
Is it كبيس?
I don't know. Pickles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
جيبي لي الترميز المخلل.
Is it a knife?
No. مخلل.
Cutting board?
الترميز مخلل.
Oh, it means مخلل. A jar.
Jar.
جارة.
Jar.
Okay.
Jar. الترميز.
Okay.
Yeah.
الترميز.
Okay. And then خلينا نطلع نشم هوا.
Let's get some air.
That's the literal translation, but what does it mean?
It means like نغير الجو.
نغير جو. Good,
Is
Lisa.
that like
Yes.
just get out
Yeah.
of here,
بدي اطلع
change
شم
the...
هوا داخلي.
Okay.
You know داخلي, right?
No.
كتير ضايق أخلاقي. خلينا نعمل شيء.
Okay, I'm so bored. Like, we need to do something.
Yay!
Okay.
برافو ليزا. طيب, do you have some words for me?
Oh my goodness, I can't think of any.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I
Okay.
always say that she knows more English than I do, so
لا
I don't
لا
know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
بدي اياك تحكي بالعربي. هلا يسمعوا قديش انت fluent بالعربي
حبيبتي مش
وبتفهم
fluent
كل
بس.
شيء بالعربي.
بفهم أكتر من أحكي أكيد.
لا اثنين سوا مثل بعض. طيب ليزا, شو رأيك هلا شو next? Okay, how about you have to choose a side.
Oh.
So, since our podcast is called Dates or هيك لازم Dates or Donuts. Dates or Donuts.
Oh my goodness. Okay, don't be sad, everyone. I
Donut?
love dates, but I will choose a donut.
Okay, here we go if you want.
حبيبتي شكرا.
You wanna eat it?
I'm American, so I'll take it right away. You don't have to ask me 3 times. What
Okay.
about you? Dates or donuts?
I think I'll go donuts just because I'm not a big fan of dates.
Really? I did not know that
Yeah.
about you.
I'm not a big fan of dates.
Okay.
This is good.
Mm-hmm.
طيب ليزا, Arabic tea or iced coffee?
Hands down, Arabic tea.
Arabic tea. Okay.
And I love it with madamia
Merami?
because it reminds me of Wadi Rum بالأردن.
Okay.
Or Nana.
Interesting. Okay.
What about you?
What
about you?
Turkish coffee.
Turkish coffee.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Big Arabic parties
Mm-hmm.
or small barbecue gathering, American barbecue party.
Arabic parties.
Arabic
Hands down.
parties.
Don't tell my American friends.
Why?
I just love big Arab families.
Mm-hmm.
And I love like they're so like passionate and full of life, and I just feel really energized when I'm around like big Arabic families.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I agree. Last thing,
Mm-hmm.
debki or line dancing.
I love dubke.
Do you know how to?
I do. مش كتير شاطرة, but I love it so much.
Bravo, Lisa.
So much. Do you know how to dubke?
Like the very
basic steps. Yeah.
Steps.
Same here.
Exactly.
I would love to more complex
Yeah,
steps.
I know. I wish there were like
A
places
class
where
in
they
Austin.
teach. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, Lisa, now I'm going to teach you Arabic saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know, I don't know if you know it. طب الجرة عتمة بتطلع البنت لأمها.
No, I do not know that
Okay.
at all.
So let's pronounce it together.
Okay.
طب الجرة عتمة
طب الجرة أتمة
تطلع البنت لأمها.
تطلع البنت لأمها. لأمها.
حمصي. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So can you guess what it means? Give it a try. So طب الجرة عتمة بتطلع البنت لأمها.
Is it something about the lid of a jar?
Yes.
Like
not a
girl
lid,
with
but
her mom.
Yeah.
Something about a girl with her
yeah,
mom.
like mother, like daughter.
Okay. I like
So-
that.
يلا. Say it.
طب الجرة
عتمة.
أتمة تطلع البنت لأمها.
Perfect.
That was
Okay,
hard.
your turn.
Okay, I have one for you.
Yeah.
It's not an expression. It's like a tongue twister.
Okay.
Have you heard she sells seashells on the seashore?
Yeah. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Wow! Bravo!
Thank you.
Bravo! فخورة فيكي.
حبيبتي she's فخورة
Wow. Okay. Have you ever heard the phrase ride or die? She's my ride or die.
She's my ride or die.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. I think I've heard of it, but I can't imagine what it means.
What do you think?
She's
it
my
means?
like Lisa is my ride or die, which means She would do anything for me?
Yeah, well done. Like she's like my best friend kind of thing.
Okay. You are my ride or die.
You are my ride or die. I love that.
Lisa, thank you so much for being the perfect donut for this Syrian date, and tune in for the next episode where we're going to bring you more stories from across the cultures. Bye.
Bye.
يلا بدك تاكلي؟ عشان هي قالت بتصورنا مدري شو كل الدنيا وضحكت حكي ليزا.